Blazin Trainer.
In case you guys didn't already hear, I'm still doing my codes for Christmas giveaway. So far there have been about 3 winners. So if you want some codes, just comment down below, hashtag codes for Christmas. Doesn't matter if it's capital or not. And if there's still a spot open, I'll contact you, will reply to you on your comment, telling you what number winner you are that you won, and tell you how you can get a hold of me to get your code. Alright, let's see who subbed. Hey guys, Blazin Trainer here. It's been a little while since I've done Bakugan, but the new Armored Alliance is coming out, and I've had this one to open up for a while. I figured I'd go ahead and open it up because one Bakugan in here, the Aurelus Pegatrix, it has some material for a deck I'd really like to build. The Pyrus Dragonoid, which I still obviously need, core Pyrus Dragonoid, of course. And the Haos Howlkor will be my first Howlkor Ultra. So, of course, this starter deck was $30, but I got it actually on sale at Walmart for, I believe it was $10 or $15. A really good deal. Because you get the whole 40-card deck, the cores, the Bakugan. Honestly, I see why they charge $30. You get a lot in these, but if it was just a little bit cheaper, I would buy these a lot more often. So let's go ahead and get into the set, and we'll see what's inside. Alright, first we have our character cards. First is our Pyrus Dragonoid core. You get Flaming Fist and Green Fist, which is pretty good. Only 200B is kind of mediocre, but his damage is pretty high. And you have the option of Titan Dragonoid, which is a pretty good beat stick, especially paired with Dan. Honestly, if you want to do a cool Dragonoid deck, I suggest the Dragonoid Maximus, which I hopefully will get, but there's no promises on that. Next, we have Howlkor Ultra, Haos Howlkor Ultra. You get 2 Helix cores, which is a little bit rarer to find. 300B power, again, kind of mediocre. 4 damage is nice, and plus 4 damage for double Helix is very good. But all in all, I don't think this is one of the better Bakugan. Probably the first one you'd want to weed out. And the next one is the one I really wanted this set for. The Aurelus Pegatrix. You get 2 Green Fists, which is very good cores. A lot of mono Green Fist decks. You get 600B power, which is nothing to laugh at. 4 damage, which paired with the 600 is very, very good. And a Green Fist adds you an extra 300. Which, right there, you're going to outclass a lot of Bakugan. Especially if you do a mono Green Fist, and then your opponent is most likely going to have at least 1 Green Fist in their deck. So it's really easy to land on a Green Fist, especially if you play mono Green Fist. Next, we have our Evos. Titan Howlkor Ultra is very expensive. He does get a lot of B power, lands on a double Helix, a lot of damage. But for this deck, I just really don't see it working. Maybe if a deck was specialized for it, but again, you're kind of trying to make something out of nothing. Here we have Hyper Dragonoid, which is, if you're doing the Titan Dragonoid beat stick deal, you definitely want some Hyper Dragonoids to get his stats boosted very early game. You only get 1 copy, which is kind of sad. I think you need at least 3 copies if you're running Pyrus Dragonoid core at all. And next, we have Hyper Pegatrix. Now, look at this. This is why this is good and this is not. Because Hyper Pegatrix, you get 2 of them. you get, for only 3 costs instead of 5, you get 1100 instead of 1300, which is pretty good. And you get more damage, and his ability gives you B power instead of damage, which this guy dishes out huge damage, but I don't know, he's expensive. This dude, he gives you some good damage and a very good chance of winning. Especially, like I said, you get the bonus on top of the plus 500 Green Fist bonus instead of 300. And I don't know, I would love the 3rd copy of this, but 2 is still amazing. Next, we have the action cards. Now, since one Bakugan is Aurelus, we only have Haos and Pyrus action cards. Now, the newer sets, like Age of Aurelus, has Aurelus action cards, but again, this is one of the older products. Sorry about that. Alright, first we have Shine, which 3 cost, 5 damage. Alright, if it was 2 cost, it'd be playable. It's still playable, but I don't know. I think there's better cards in this, especially when you're running Pyrus. Next, we have Light's Courage, which is a very good card. Gives you 800 B power if you have the most Baku cores for 2 damage. 2 energy. And even if you get 400, it's still a good card. Next, we have Blinding Glam. 3 energy, you get -3. Now, that's not as good as +3, because Shadow Strike is a thing. And it will basically make it useless in some occasions. When +3, they'd have to play a whole negate card to stop you. But anyway, you also do get +3, so it's not as bad. +6 would have been awesome, but again, having the -3 that's easily cancelable kind of makes it more balanced. If you want damage, it's pretty good. But again, the -3 is not as reliable. And some Pyrus cards, I think there's, I'll see if I see one back there, but I think there's way better Pyrus cards you can play than that. Stoic Shot, 2 energy, you draw a card. Domination, if your Bakugan holds the most Baku cores, draw 2 cards instead. Now, I don't know, especially, like, with this deck, Domination is, just base deck. Domination isn't going to be on your side a lot, unless you start with Hyper Pegatrix and use other cards to keep Domination. But that's why I prefer high B power decks, so that I can get that Domination off. Because Domination has some really good effects. 2 cost. If you run out of cards real easy, especially if you have a high energy deck where you burn up your hand really quick, this is a really good one. The Consort. Now this, you get 2 copies. I wish there was 3. This is so good. 3 energy. Attach a Baku core from the field to an open Bakugan. Now I think in Resurgence there's some better cards, but still, the fact that you can add a Baku core to the field to any of your open Bakugan or opponents, but I don't know why you do that. Unless it's a trap core, that is an option. Look at this. You could get Green Fist. I don't know. If you put 2 Green Fist on a Bakugan, do you get the bonus twice? I'm not 100% sure about that, so if anyone knows or has the time to read through the rules, tell me. I might look it up later. But, yeah. But even if you land on the wrong core, this would, for Hyper Pegatrix, this would give you, be like 3 energy to attach a Baku core and plus 500 B power if it's Pegatrix. That is really good. Man, like I said, I wish there was 3 copies. This is such a cool card. Alright, next we could have the Pyrus action cards. We start off with Meteoric Lance. High amount of damage increase, but it is has a very high price tag. You get 2 copies of that. Magma Boost plus 700 B power for 4 energy. It was 3 maybe, but again, the Light's Courage is a much better deal. And you get Molten Helix. 4 energy, you get plus 2 damage and double strike. Again, if it was 1 energy less, I could see me doing it, but it's you kind of want to get a lot for your energy, and this one gives you equal amount for your energy, so I don't know. I wouldn't use it. Cycling Warmth. For 2 energy, you get plus 2 damage. Return this to the bottom of your deck. See, this is what I was talking about on better Pyrus cards for damage. You get damage, and you get to add to your deck, which is your life points. So, yeah, it's a great card. Kind of like Cycling Light, but for damage. So, I would probably run 3 of these. There's only 2 of these, but I don't know, maybe just 2 of these, because you can make room in your deck for other things that are more useful, and cut one of these out, I think. But I think at least 2, because it's really good to be able to add back to your deck. Drago's Fury. It's pretty good. It's kind of like, you get more, do you want damage, or do you want another card in your deck? It's kind of between these 2 cards. If you want to hit hard, you go with this. If you want to stall the game, you go with this. And 2 copies of that. Fierce Boost. 2 energy, you get 200 B power. If you have no cards in your hand, plus 600. Again, Light's Courage, it's just better for B power. If you're playing Haos, just play a Light's Courage. Hot Potato. This is a very cool card. Remove an enemy for 2 energy. Remove an enemy Bakugan's Howlkor and negate its effect. You return the Howlkor to the field face down. This is so good. Like, it even works on itself. You could, if your opponent had a Hyper Pegatrix, knock off that green fist. It could be, that could be anywhere from, like, 700 B power and like 6. As I was saying, it could be anywhere from 700 B power and 3 damage to at least 500 B power off of a Hyper Pegatrix. That's really good, and it works for so many others. I believe Hyper Arliss. I believe it's Hyper Hydronoid Ultra is very, very powerful. And if you knock his Howlkor off, and you're in business. He shrivels up pretty much. Alright, last Pyrus action card is Inferno Wings. This is a 3 energy cost. You get plus 300 B power. Remove all Howlkors enemy Bakugan hold and negate their effects. Now, it's debatable. This, if you want to just knock one off real quick, this one will remove all of them and give you plus 300 B power. I'm thinking Inferno Wings is probably better. But, again, it depends. If you don't have a lot of energy acceleration, like this deck does not have any good Ventus cards. So you could get in a tight spot very quickly. Like, you could end up losing your Hyper Pegatrix Evo for not playing a Hot Potato. But you get so much more for it. It really depends on how quickly your deck works. But, yeah. I think Inferno Wings is a very good card. This is only my 2nd copy, my first in the regular instead of hollow foil pattern. So it was a good grab for the deck. A lot of these, including like Hot Potato, I think I have Fierce Boost, Cycling Warmth. These were all brand new. Hyper Pegatrix, Hyper Dragonoid, all new cards. And for heroes, we get one hero, Philomena Dusk. 6 cost is very expensive. And if your Bakugan are holding the most Bakukors, this costs 3 less. So, kind of playable. You get 200 V power. If this was a 2 cost, I could see it being used, but even if it was a 3 cost guaranteed, I could see it being used, but for, I don't know, it's just, it's not a lot, and it's very specific. It's probably would be one of the cards you'd end up either holding on to and losing the game over, or throwing the energy if you see how worthless it's become in the game. So, but like I said, it's one of those cards that I needed for the set, so I'm actually very happy to get it. Next, we have our flip cards. Starting with Pyrus, we have Block Growth. You guys can see right there, stops only Aqua's Darkest for 1 cost, but not reliable, so I'd knock these out pretty quick. Block Outsiders. If you want to use a block stop card, this is pretty good. A lot of people use Pyrus though, so maybe not the best option compared to the other ones. Halt Unknown, 1 energy, and just like Block Growth, but with Darkest and Aquas. Too specific. Halt Outsiders, Haos, it's get used pretty good too. Pyrus and Haos are really one of the more used. You get 3 of those. You get 2 of the Block Outsiders and 2 of the Halt Block Growth. Yeah, 1 of the Halt Unknown. Just in case I forgot though, say how many you get. Next, there's Stand Together. And this one's pretty interesting because stop non-Haos. If your Bakugan are holding the most Bakukors, it's free. Now, one thing to mention is that Frost Strike got a new ruling, and when a card says free, it means free plus the amount of Frost Strike. So, Domination, you never really know if you're going to hold it. It could go either way. And I don't know. Frost Strike, it's going to shake things up if they release some better Frost Strike Bakugan. But as of right now, Frost Strike isn't a huge deal, but this could easily get knocked out of competitive super quick if things take a turn. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these cards out of the way, and then we're going to bring in the Bakugan and Bakukors to do some roll testing and show which Bakukors are in it. Alright, we're going to start off with Haos Howlkor Ultra. 3, 2, 1, Bakugan, Brawl. Okay. 3, 2, 1, Bakugan, Brawl. Oh, if it wasn't in the way, it might have. Nah, it just didn't get it fast enough. But yeah. First Green Fist is 150 B power plus 2 damage. Again, Howlkor, he looks very nice. But he's just not the best Bakugan. Sorry, buddy. You're probably getting benched. Just saying. Alright, but yeah, that's a nice core if you want a mixture of B power and damage. So, yeah. One of the better ones, too, for Green Fist. Okay, next we have Pyrus Dragonoid Core. Oh, it's so cool. Alright, 3, 2, 1, Bakugan Brawl. Oh, yeah. Some people say he's kind of chunky looking, but I think he's really cool. 150 B power and 4 damage on the Flaming Fist. It's, I don't know, Green Fist has a lot more support. for just 1 more point of damage. But if you're running the Flaming Fist, it's good. Now, let's see. I'll do the closing junk at the end. Next, we have Aurelus Pegatrix. I love the Aurelus Bakugan, how they have that awesome metal detailing. I don't have a lot of them, but I do like them. 3, 2, 1, Bakugan Brawl. Oops. Well, I guess he technically opened. Yeah, it looks great. Let's say, grab this one. We have done the Double Helix, 300 B power and plus 3 damage. Double Helix, my opinion, are very good. I like their effects. A Frost Strike Double Helix, that is very interesting. Like I said, Frost Strike is starting to get a little bit bigger. Another one of the 150 B and 2 damage cores. Green Fist, of course. And last Green Fist is plus 1 damage. Pretty good if you want to give yourself a little boost. And if your opponent gets it, might not ruin the game. Well, actually could ruin the game. But, yeah. Alright. So, if you've seen my old Haos Pegatrix video, you'll know how to close it. Just feet, head, feet, head, tail, then wings. Yeah. Alright, next we have Howlkor Ultra. First, put his little horns down. My camera's having the hardest time focusing tonight. Alright, head goes like back, and then you press in, locks it. Head's down. Feet go, no, back, yeah, back feet, front feet. See, back feet, front feet on both sides. Put, yeah, make sure the heads are down and lock in with the wings. Not lock in, but hold in-ish. This is what Ultras, I wish they had better locking mechanisms to stay locked while you're closing them. And tail locks it in place. And finally, our Pyrus Dragonoid. I may do a custom paint job if I ever get an extra one of these. Because, you know, it's the horn, it goes, like, out in the front. That's how Helios's used to be. And you could really do a cool, like, Helios MK2 style on this guy. But yeah, that's one Bakugan I so wish they'd bring back is Helios, because he's my favorite Bakugan ever. Don't even try and change my mind. Helios. That's it. Alright. Feet first. I think the focus is horrible. Feet. Arms. Head, wings, dang it. Okay, legs, arms, head, wing, wing, okay. Now, tail. See, his head, it hangs up a little bit. Not as bad. I've seen other people's whose are just utterly horrible. But, yeah, some of the newer Dragonoids had it fixed. Mine is not that bad. I'm pretty happy with it. But, yeah. Alright, I guess that's it for this opening. If you have any ideas for the deck, think it's worth the money, disagree with me on my opinion on some of the cards, tell me down below. And tell me what Bakugan stuff you want me to open up next. And are you excited for Armored Alliance? I know I am. I am so ready for Armored Alliance. I probably should pick up some more Age of Aurelus Resurgence before they become impossible to find. But other than that, I am so ready for Armored Alliance. If you enjoyed the video, tell me down below too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, Blaze on.